it going, everybody? So we're back to talk some more Season 2 of Gen V on the channel, Episode 6. Seems like we're already winding down towards the conclusion of Season 2, even though it feels like it just started. Episode 6 gives us a little bit of everything. Big reveals, revelations, hell, even surprise appearances from characters from The Boys. What's being set in place for the finale, along with potential future plot threads for The Boys, are getting incredibly exciting. While it's evident Cypher set everything in motion in Elmyra to push Marie hard enough to essentially bring someone back from the dead, I guess he didn't expect all of them to try and fight back and find a way to escape, since that calm exterior he usually showcases starts to crack, taking it out on poor Mr. Crispy over here. Plus, it definitely helped that Sam had a change of heart after all and burst through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man for a much easier escape route. A major detail that I actually forgot to touch upon at the tail end of episode 5 that ends up being a very important plot thread in this episode: Annabeth actually is a soup as well. Unfortunately, she doesn't really have a great grip on her powers. They are incredibly unpredictable. Having this clairvoyance, being able to see events before they happen, like how she was able to sense Sam was about to break through the wall before he ended up doing it, that's a power set that could be very useful, considering that we know as an audience that Marie has tried so desperately these last 2 seasons to find Annabeth. It's kind of a shame that Marie and Annabeth's opportunity to finally reconnect is frustratingly complicated on an emotional level. Part of me does understand the disdain that Annabeth has given the situation, having these powers you don't want, causing your whole life to be uprooted due to outside forces. Over time, I do think she'll come around to the idea more of being a soup and helping everybody out. Initially, I found it kind of unfair how much blame she puts on Marie for everything, disregarding her feelings. And it's not like everything that happened with Marie, you know, her accidentally killing their parents and just everything that's happened in Gen V, are events that she had much control over. Among the high tensions amongst the team, everyone being shaken up over the dynamic shifting a bit, the realization that Marie's powerful enough to bring someone back from the dead, these moments of levity that they sprinkle in with Sam and Emma are very welcome. I love their scenes together. That realization that Emma can't call Polarity since she doesn't know anyone's phone numbers, low-key, that moment did make me feel a little bit old, but it certainly is relatable. I gotta say though, between last episode when Sam realizes he has a lot of issues he has to work on, you know, understanding that his mental problems are genetic and they weren't caused by Compound V, I was really proud to see him take some responsibility for how terrible he was to Emma. Though, as much as he seems to want to try things again with Emma, he may not see it, and I could certainly be wrong, but I think that ship has sailed. You can kind of just tell by Emma's demeanor and her body language, without her explicitly saying it, she's not really interested in the idea. I could be reading it wrong, but that's certainly what it felt like to me. The latter portion of episode 6, I did enjoy it quite a lot, but they throw so much at you in such a short amount of time, it's a lot to take in. Basically, from the moment Victor shows up, of all people, and starts a huge brawl inside the library, poor Sam, I mean, twice in the same episode, he's had to be the one that saves the day, breaks them out of Elmyra, and now he's fighting Victor one-on-one while everyone else tries to escape, or some of them, their powers just don't work. While they do eventually explain that Victor was being tracked and that's how they found Marie and everyone, in the moment, I was completely caught off guard by Victoria Newman's daughter, Zoe, seemingly just showing up out of nowhere with Stan Edgar. It's weird because in the way that they frame it, it almost feels like Zoe just so happens to be walking by this random library until she pops out her face tentacles and massacres Victor. To be honest, it's been quite a bit of time since we've seen Victoria Newman's daughter. I wonder if there's some people that did think it was just some random girl. Bringing Victoria Newman's daughter back into the fold and her having so much admiration for Marie just reminds me just how much I miss Victoria Newman. Those last couple seasons of The Boys, she was becoming one of my favorite characters. I mean, we now have established that Marie can resurrect people from the dead, but, you know, Newman did get ripped in half by Butcher, so I'm not gonna get my hopes up that she can resurrect somebody from that type of situation. It is very different compared to what she did with her sister. But a man can dream that somehow Newman can find a way to come back. Speaking of returns, I love me some Giancarlo Esposito, so I am not complaining that Stan Edgar gets a big role, charming everybody with his breakfast skills in the secret anti-soup bunker in the hopes of forming an alliance with Marie. Maybe it's just me, but I kind of feel bad how we keep hammering home with him and Cypher how important Marie is, while all of them are just kind of here listening in on it. Like, I know some of their powers aren't great, and some of them just downright don't work, but it makes me feel bad that nobody cares about them. Really, what's the most exciting about Stan Edgar's appearance in episode 6 is all the new lore he brings to the table and reveals. Turns out the Odessa project Thomas Godolkin led in hopes of creating god-level superheroes, only 2 people survive, which I'm sure that you can deduce the 2 people that survived survived the experiments. One of them was Homelander back in the 80s, and the other one was Marie. Unlike Homelander, Marie kind of flew under the radar since she was seen as a failure. Then Thomas Godolkin seemingly died in a fire along with his work, yet his body was never recovered. By now, I feel like the majority of people watching this season of Gen V has figured out this, so it's not like a huge reveal twist or anything. The burnt man that's in Cypher's house he's been taken care of is Thomas Godolkin. What's most intriguing about this connection between Cypher and Thomas Godolkin is the possibilities with all of their goals mixed together. For example, Stan Edgar believes that Thomas Godolkin has the ability to stop Homelander if they're able to get him away from Cypher. At the same time though, with how tethered Cypher seems to be to Thomas Godolkin and his beliefs to the point that he's recreating Godolkin's work, I worry that Cypher's actual goals pushing Marie's abilities, describing her as a miracle who can fix things like polarity seizures. One of the more obvious conclusions is that he wants Marie to be strong enough to try and heal Thomas Godolkin. But that seems like too obvious of a solution for a character that seemed to be so clever. Doesn't help either that in tandem with that, Cypher wants to eliminate 75% of the people that go to God U. A belief that makes sense if he's following Thomas Godolkin's rhetoric, since it seemed like Thomas Godolkin was only interested in God-level superheroes. Not gonna lie though, with the mental and emotional torture he's put Polarity through, it was so satisfying watching him launch Cypher out of that window. The ending here, heading into the penultimate episode, has me pretty nervous as far as Marie going out on her own, leaving the bunker. I guess Kate also is tagging along. Part of me does hope that she finds a way to heal Kate so she can actually use her powers effectively. Not too sure though about her promises of being able to keep Cypher out of Marie's head though. Not to power scale or anything, but I feel like Cypher is just far more powerful as far as what he's able to do with his mind compared to what Kate's able to do. Once you get a chance to check out episode 6 of Gen V Season 2, share all your thoughts down below. Did you like the episode? Did you not like the episode? Have any thoughts or theories where you think we're going to go with episode 7 and potentially the finale? I'd love to know those down below as well. Thank you guys. As always, checking out videos, I always do appreciate it. Make sure to like the video and also subscribe to the channel. So update reviews, reactions, unboxings, and more. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.